Today we're returning to the empty world of dead games with a little bit of a twist.
Alright, so gents, they're about 500 yards out towards the south. Don't even try to take a shot at it, because you might as well throw it.
I wanted to see how a free game with no players would face up against one that costs $50, and then everything in between.
Oh. We're good.
We have 7 dead games that slowly increase in price, starting with one of the most iconic free-to-play browser games of 2010. This is Contract Wars, also sometimes known as Hired Ops, and it was developed by the same people that made Escape from Tarkov.
It's like the predecessor to the predecessor to Escape from Tarkov. I'm gonna push up. I'll get a little angle. A little flank.
The whole time I was playing, it was incredibly obvious that this was a Tarkov-esque game purely because of the gun models. Unlike Escape from Tarkov though, the original Contract Wars that you can download from their website only had a couple lobbies when I first tried it out. Apparently everyone online was Russian too, which kind of made sense when I was told that the game first started on the Russian version of Facebook called VK. I used Google Translate to talk to some of them, but only one of them replied to my question of how long they'd been playing Contract Wars.
Okay, then we put that in the chat and we see how long they've been playing. Okay, wait. I need to take a picture of that. I need to take a picture of it. No! Oh, okay.
He said, I've been playing for a long time. Wait, did I get kicked? I'm assuming here that a very long time probably means years. A few weeks ago, I managed to get in contact with some people who actually played Contract Wars themselves back when it was more popular. Jonah was one of the people I spoke to. He even managed to find footage of himself playing against some big clan members back in 2014.
My name is JGP, and welcome to a completely one-sided match. Wow. Wow.
Clans were a very big part of Contract Wars, and facing them in a public lobby wasn't really an everyday thing. When I was playing the game myself though, I really struggled.
Okay, there's a guy in this building, he's killing quite literally all of us. I haven't unlocked a gun, are you kidding me? Alright, fair enough. I've never seen such a wholesome chat, people saying GG and thanks everyone. It wasn't until about 30 minutes in where I actually got myself a real gun instead of the pistol. Okay.
Which I did get some kills with, but it was very rough. The SMG was beautiful. I still got shit on, but it was more acceptable now. Apparently today, Contract Wars is actually more known as Hired Ops, which is another free game released onto Steam by the same developers in 2021. I'm not sure if Hired Ops is literally the same game as Contract Wars, but it's definitely similar to the recently released Tarkov Arena, except Hired Ops is actually free. I also found this Reddit post that discovered some Tarkov maps actually have areas copy and pasted from Contract Wars. For being completely free, Contract Wars is genuinely an incredible game. But what about a game that costs $5? A few months ago, I played both Day of Defeat Source and Day of Infamy, where I met some of the nicest legends ever.
How long's this game been dead for?
Probably the last year and a half.
Damn.
I still got the same, like, small group of guys where we all kind of around and troll the game. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was about time I looked into the predecessor to Day of Defeat Source, which is Day of Defeat. Released in 2003 with a price tag of $5. There were 3 main lobbies in the entire game, and I joined a server called TEK.
All I can do is not die. How hard can that?
The map was like one of those classic textureless aim maps, and I did what I usually did and died a lot. I also then joined a French server, which was the only server in the entire game where people actually spoke.
We're joining the France server. I think if I speak a word of English, I'm gone, man. Oh! Nice. Oh.
Are you f***ing... Oh my god. There are also
pretty good at the game as well. After the map switched to DOD_purple, I thought it was probably time I found a different map. So I joined the biggest server on the game, Full Metal Jacket.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello? How are you doing? Is that a legend? Not a legend, an enemy, I mean. Okay, people didn't talk here, but the map was better, so I stayed here for the next 30 minutes trying to get to grips with a bunch of different guns. I found out proning is a pretty bitch move, so I abused it, and it gave me so many free kills of people just running around a corner with their ass facing me. I don't think he was happy about us being on the floor. There were a few players where you could just kind of tell they've spent a good amount of hours on the game. And by good amount, I mean probably hundreds, maybe thousands. It was pretty obvious to me that Day of Defeat was ahead of its time when it came out. And it still holds up okay with the gunplay, which is why it still has this smaller tight-knit community 20 years after its initial release on Steam. I managed to find one person who played Day of Defeat years ago, and he told me he played on a server ran by a clan called Meryl's Marauders, mainly because it ran a map called Kane 24/7. I tried looking for that server, but as far as I know it doesn't exist anymore. And I'm sure it's not the only one. He also pointed out that the team killing system is one of the best around. And I didn't know what he meant until, of course, I got team killed. Wait. Oh, I got team killed. I just realized I got team killed. Whenever a teammate accidentally kills you, you get a few options. You can either forgive them or log it against them. If someone has a good amount of team kills logged against them, they'll eventually be kicked. Obviously, in most other games, everyone would log every single team kill against you, and probably run in front of your gun to purposely try get you kicked, but it's kind of different in the game like this. People are actually nice for the most part, and almost everyone online is a regular that's played this game for years. He said, Rye, follow me. Where are you? Where's Lieutenant Gamer? Oh, it's he. No! Is Lieutenant Game Over an actual person? I'm so confused. Why is he saying, Rye, follow me? Okay, I'm following you. Oh my god, wait, Game Over is a bot. It's a bot. I've been following an actual bot. I thought it was a real person. A lot of these older Valve games with a $5 price tag are some of the best shooters on Steam, and definitely have some of the most wholesome communities around. Today's video is kindly sponsored by War Thunder, by far the most comprehensive vehicle combat game in existence. You can take control of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships. Plus, my favorite part, some of the most immersive graphics and authentic sound effects I've probably ever seen. I also highly recommend checking out the X-ray damage view whenever you die. It's genuinely incredible seeing exactly how you died. War Thunder also has 3 distinct modes, each with different levels of realism: arcade, simulator, and realistic mode, so you can choose how you want to play. You can join a huge community of over 70 million players playing War Thunder on both PC and console, and discover exactly why this is one of the best choices out there for fans of military history. Also, to celebrate the new year of 2024, all players get 3 exclusive Gaijin snail decals in the month of January: Elf, Rudolph, and Grinch to festively decorate your vehicles with. Available for a limited time only though, so don't miss out. Reign of Kings is a medieval version of Rust that had its golden days back when it first released in 2015.
Are you done?
Alright. That was my composure.
That was awful!
It costs over $9, but there's barely ever more than 20 people online at once. Alright, upper muscle, definitely all the way down. We want a bit of a beer belly, I think. Any oh, there we go. I joined the biggest server with about 15 people online and spawned on the beach with nothing but a stick. After 5 minutes of walking, I found where everybody was living, and the bases were huge. Hey! Oh, it's King Rat. Okay. Okay, listen man, people in chat seem to be teaming up to raid somebody called Freak. I had no idea who they were, but eventually I found where everyone was. Seems like everybody in chat wants to team up and raid Freak. Oh, we got a player. Hello.
I don't think they really wanted anything to do with a new player like me. I didn't have plans on grinding here though, so I thought I'd just go around asking for base tours. It's a cute little base. Can I get a base tour? Oh, he said not now. Okay, no problem. Alright, we'll leave. As you'd expect, that didn't go great, and I switched to a server with just 2 people. I think it was the same exact map, and it also had a good number of bases, but there were just 2 people online in the entire server constantly dueling in chat. John the Baptist and a guy named Grass. Before I found them, I found this base that I was pretty convinced belonged to John the Baptist. Okay, I think I found John's house. I'm pretty sure that's his. Something's just telling me, you know, this is home to a holy man. This was an RP server, so I'm not sure if people aren't allowed to steal or something, but the door was left unlocked, and there was a full set of iron armor and tools just sat in the chest. Okay, this door is locked, but the rest of this stuff isn't. Oh my god. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna take anything. This whole time I was exploring, chat was genuinely being spammed by these 2 just dueling each other. And then I actually found them. Wait, I heard something. Is this them? I got fucking front row seats for this thing. Oh, surely this is a John win. Yep. Once again, there's gonna be another John win, isn't it? Again, John's just unbeatable. It was honestly pretty wholesome to find 2 people just dueling each other in the middle of nowhere. But I guess when a game gets this empty, there's not much else you can really do. Considering there are a couple servers technically still up and running, and there are players still playing the game like normal, it's probably worth the $9.
What? You give me that briefcase right now or I'll blow us all. Hey, come on, Hal. Come on, Hal. Hey, Hal! Hey, look. I prepared for this. I prepared for this. Oh my, who shot me? Run from there, run.
For $20, you can get a game called Sosa. Now, I've known about this game for a few months now, and I've looked into it a lot, but it's still very confusing to me. Sosa is about a few things. High-speed chases, making deals,
Give me that briefcase right now or I'll blow us all.
and very shady business. It's probably one of the most unique games I've ever come across, but the multiplayer isn't as great. I logged on at peak times, and even though it said there were 20 people online, the biggest server had just 4 people. Oh. We're good. I spent the first few minutes learning how to drive, and then I actually met somebody. Alright. Where is he? Who was that? Oh, it's this fuck. Have that. Oh, that was a bad idea. This guy was called Liao. Wait, is that him? Come here, buddy. I didn't actually mean to do that. That's my bad. I didn't realize he... But after I accidentally killed him, he and everyone else left the server. It literally only took 30 minutes for everyone else to leave, and I was the only one left in the entire game. I checked the other servers, but there was no one. This game is pretty much the definition of dead. It definitely wasn't always like this though. Back in 2019, Sosa was one of the most trending games on YouTube.
You would right.
No hablo. Oh fuck, why are you getting...
What's up?
We got free taxi. Get in the van.
Carson, don't let them take you.
Sir, do you need a ride?
No, I don't. I'm fine, thank you.
There's clearly appeal to this game, and people played it for years, up until about 2023, where things drastically fell off a cliff. Nowadays, unless you're on at absolute peak times, you'll probably find nobody. And when speaking to other people is almost the core gameplay mechanic, that's kind of bound to be a problem. I looked into why people think Sosa failed, and a lot of it began with its solo developer. I won't get into it too much because there are great videos that do, but the short version is that the game's original solo developer just couldn't mesh with other developers, and eventually that led to today, where the game hasn't received an update in over 2.5 years, and probably won't ever receive an update again. Sadly, for $20 the game just isn't worth it anymore. And weirdly, that's nothing to do with the game itself, and more so the amount of people playing it. War of Rights is one of the only $30 games in the world where you actually feel like you got your money's worth. Pretty much everything about the game is incredible, and for the most part, that includes the community.
Alright, so gents, they're about 500 yards out towards the south. Don't even try to take a shot at it, because you might as well throw it.
I would execute that man.
The reason why I know that is because I've played it a couple times before. Last time I played War of Rights, I played in a 60-player game, and to be honest, it actually went okay. After that, I got a ton of emails from different War of Rights companies asking me to join them for one of their big private wars that sometimes have over 300 people. The only problem was that that's at 1 AM my time. The days I was available for it, I won't lie, my ass was in bed by 10 PM. But I got the next best thing. I joined an almost 200-player primetime war with some of the most recognizable names in the War of Rights community, including my favorite fella, Flores. If you aren't familiar with War of Rights, it's a huge-scale American Civil War simulator where you fight for real companies in real places, with semi-racist people and usually pretty experienced leaders. But the problem was that my leader for my company was level 4, which didn't really help us much.
What's our next command? Level 4 officer.
I'm checking over there.
Check.
Wait, that's our officer?
What?
What a guy,
It's
man.
clear up there. Let's move.
Alright, boys, you heard him. Let's go.
Alright,
Yeah, here we
follow the man's
Let's go.
orders. I love this guy. He's
Hey,
Holy
you
sh-
fucking missed point blank, dipshit. What's the next command, sir?
Come
on. We got a war.
Quick!
Just keep moving. Let's just keep moving.
Alright, we're going up, boys. Let's go. Yeah.
Am I taking my... Okay. Don't get me wrong, the kid did a pretty good job, much better than I would do, but we still didn't get much done. After that, since I don't have a spine, I just switched sides in hopes of being carried by a good captain.
Yeah. Rubber banding
happens.
bullshit.
Goddamn reptile.
You're rat.
Clear him out, shit, we're already going in. Oh my god.
Follow the star.
Oh god. One dead. Okay, this is Flores, probably the most well-known War of Rights player in the world, and definitely the most interesting.
Gents, I have good news. John Wilkes Booth just assassinated the Yankee flag bearer. Can I get a
We also had a bunch of other level 90 plus people in our company, and it was genuinely the easiest game I've ever been in. Imagine 90 fellas being led by some of the most organized leaders in the game, versus 90 people following the lead of a level 4 leader. The charges were my favorite part for sure. It's the most brainless activity possible, and unless you get killed in the initial charge, it's fucking amazing. The second game went on for roughly 40 minutes, and I think we had less than 30 deaths in that time. A third of that probably being myself. There's one. There's two. Wait, he's not dead. Now he is. There we go. Very nice. Holy shit. Good shit, boys. What a view. Are you fucking sick? See? Now this is a view. This is a good view. Just watching the sunset. One last push. That's one dead. That's two dead. That's me dead. There's definitely a lot of interesting characters in this game, but there's also some of the nicest legends you'll meet.
Where are you going?
Oh, absolutely not. This way? Alright, I'm following you.
You hit the T button, you'll see the icons above people, and you want to go to the colonel, the captain who's got the star above his head. Always kind of run that way.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Every time I play War of Rights, it's either extreme brain rot or some of the funniest shit you'll ever take part in. All things considered though, it is definitely worth the $30. And if you're interested in those big 300-player private wars, this is what it sometimes looks like.
Don't stop! Keep going!
If you want to see me in the middle of that, then let me know, and maybe we'll make that happen. We have one more game before we reach the $50 mark, and that's Wolfpack. For $35, you can spend a few hours with other people in a real recreation of an actual World War II U-boat, being chased down and hunting down other AI ships. Originally, I wasn't sure of the game, but I still wanted to look into it, so I asked the person who recommended it to me what the game was like. Matt described the history of Wolfpack and mentioned that the development is probably slower than it ideally would be, and over time the game just lost hype, which led to the game having less than 20 people online at most hours. He also offered to show me around, so we organised a time and hopped in a lobby together.
Like, we'll start off, I'll show you what goes on at the front, and then we'll slowly move to the back of the boat, in terms of teaching you how to do things.
Okay, yeah, give me the tour. Obviously, this game pretty accurately recreates a real-life World War II U-boat, and as far as I know, it operates pretty similarly too.
This is very useful room, as you see.
Oh yeah, this is essential. Okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah. Then you have the helm station, which is where you scream to the engineer what speed you want to go. You know, so if the captain says slow speed, you just back that to slow speed and hope. The helmsman's probably what you'll end up doing because it's the easiest.
Okay.
But we'll see. Yeah, that. Stand on it, like stand on the motor controls again. And then say I said full speed, you need to be aware. Don't switch it yet, but say I did.
Okay.
You need to be aware. You see them little red lines? Yeah, you don't want to let it go over them because it'll trip the breaker. So what you'd have to do to go from a speed like this to full speed is you would set it to half speed, which is parallel. So you switch the
Matt did his best to explain most of the main components of the boat, and we finished about an hour later. Ideally, each component and section has its own engineer, but there were just two of us, so Matt would do pretty much everything, and then I'd just be the helmsman.
Yeah, and then that arrow, you see the main arrow that's pointing at half speed still?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'll actually go back and show you. So stay there.
Oh.
So that is the man's way of acknowledging what he's done. So you see that the starboard is now set, right?
Yeah. As the helmsman, all I had to do was tell the engine room what speed to put and rotate the rudders. Eventually, and thankfully, we got two other crewmates, Sakul and Bellamy. Welcome.
Yo, if my internet connection will be okay, I can be your dev officer.
Alright, that sounds good, yeah.
Bellamy had over 1,000 hours in the game, Matt around 300, and Sakul also had a decent amount.
He knows the stuff.
I love this guy. How long you played this game, Bellamy?
1,000 hours, yeah.
Wow, holy shit. What's that number just below KN, or knots?
That is our, trip meter, effectively.
Yeah.
Okay.
How far we've traveled.
Yeah, you can reset it by here, navigator position. You see, reset the odometer.
I see, yep.
Yeah, that's for navigator calculation.
Together we got the sub moving, but since Matt and I spent so much time in the ship beforehand, the actual enemies were so far ahead we just kind of had to restart. Sakul then left and we gained some other members. Fox and Bellamy would control the engines together, Matt was the captain, and then Mr. Red would control the depth, and I would still be the helmsman. Hello.
Got any preference what you want to be?
I like doing the engines, but I see you've already got that covered, so yeah. I'll do whatever.
Could you be dive officer?
Okay, yeah, I've not done it for a long time, but bear with.
Pretty quickly, we ran into a bunch of ships and Matt worked some math magic and somehow figured out where to shoot the torpedoes. He explained it briefly earlier, but I didn't really understand what he was saying. After some calculations though, we were ready to shoot, so we did.
Oh, good yeah, beautiful.
Our timings were a little off.
Oh, nice one. Good shot, bro.
Perfect. Yes, let's get in there.
I can't see, but I
Do you wanna
promise.
take a
Yeah.
look?
Oh, look
Yeah.
at that.
You see why this game is good?
That is beautiful. I contributed. Just want to say, I contributed. We took down a good amount of ships, and then we called it there.
That was a successful mission. Thank you, boys. Thank you, Rye.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you, boys. I appreciate the help dealing with me.
Yeah. What normally happens is Rye does a colossal mess up, and then we all scream at him and die.
Whoa.
Good plan. Yeah.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you,
guys.
thank
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thank you, boys. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Wow. Every single person on this ship were genuinely some of the nicest legends I've met in a while. And this is hands down one of the kindest communities I've spoke to in ages. There is no doubt in my mind that these 2 hours were definitely worth the $35. And of course, thank you so much to Matt for showing me around. He really didn't have to do that, and I would have been lost without him. There really weren't many contenders for the $50 dead game, but this is Nerf Legends. It came out in 2021 using the actual Nerf brand. 2 years later though, the player base is non-existent and the reviews are mostly negative. So how bad could this game really be? IGN made a review on Nerf Legends in 2021 and it's possibly one of the most incredible IGN videos I've ever seen.
Nerf Legends feels like it was supposed to be in one of those boxes, but was left out because it's not safe to package something this harmful for your health alongside someone's breakfast.
The description also said this: Nerf Legends is a broken, painful slog of an FPS that you shouldn't even consider playing as a joke. So I spent the $50 hoping to find somebody through the reviews to play with, but no one added me back in time, so I sat in an empty lobby by myself for 30 minutes before finally checking out single player. Adjust the game settings in order to get the best experience. And I can't even change the keybinds? Gauntlet single player mode. I didn't realize I can just play alone. Single player has 6 levels. Training, which I started off with, Fortress Siege, and 4 others I never got to. The training levels were incredibly simple. Apart from everything just being unnecessarily clunky, I didn't run into any bugs. The levels were okay, nothing special, but you could really tell everything was just rushed. Fortress Siege was the only level I completed before I genuinely gave up. Oh, we did it. Holy shit. It probably didn't help that I played with a keyboard, as you could tell the aim assist was meant for controllers, and they didn't put any effort into considering someone might play with a mouse. The AI enemies were about as dogshit as you'd expect, and the combat was literally just hiding behind a wall and jumping to shoot. Obviously, considering I was the only player online in the whole game, and I was the only player who'd logged in for a week, I didn't get to test the combat with any other players. But I doubt I'd be impressed, and that's not to mention the game cost $50. Remember, play War Thunder today and get 3 exclusive Gage and Snail decals in the month of January. Elf, Rudolph, and Grinch to festively decorate your vehicles with. Available for a limited time only though, so don't miss out. All of these games were recommended by you, and if there's a game you want to see in this series, drop a comment below and write it in my Discord, or DM it to my Twitter. I'm also looking for some of the most pay-to-win games, so if you know any, I'd love to hear them. Subscribe.